Path of Titans is an ever-expanding game with a whole swathe of content coming soon for it, but what would I like to see in the game? Or, well, what would you like to see? Let me know in the comments, what would you love to see in Path of Titans? Let's just get into it and talk about some of the stuff I think that would make Path of Titans even better. Food in Path of Titans is everywhere. Every dinosaur eats things. So yeah, we all know what the food is by now. You know, you got different bodies from corpses that you've killed. You've got spawned corpses. And then you've got flowers, berries, all that jazz for your herbivores and omnivores as well. However, I do think there should be some extra stuff for food. Firstly, I think there should be some form of edible high plants for herbivores, mainly for the bigger herbivores as well. Now, this mainly just stems from the fact that it's a little bit awkward eating berry bushes for bigger herbivores like Barsbodia or Margosaurus. Maybe something for them to just reach up and grab from a tree or something like that would be very nice in my eyes, and it'll be a nice little addition, especially for in forests, so they'll blend in a little bit better too. They would essentially just use trees in the forest biomes and would be a specific alternative food source for larger dinosaurs. I do also personally think that food variety is one of the things that could be better in the game. I do think the variety of the food would benefit from being increased, having different food sources, but I also think different effects from different food sources would be good as well. Now, the diet system in Path of Titans is nice, but it could be better. It could be more depth to it, and they've kind of done this with the AI fish in the game. The AI fish recently got an update in the game where if you eat certain things, you get certain benefits. Like if you eat a stingray, you get like a venom healing rate increase or stuff like that for a little bit of time. And I think this should expand outwards. Perhaps like this. For carnivores, eating certain different dinosaurs would contain certain buffs. For example, eating a Megalania or a Metriacanthosaurus will increase your heal rate of resistance specifically to venom and poison. However, I also do think maybe if you eat an Ankylosaur, it could get an increased armor rate or for a certain amount of time. Now, I do think carnivores can definitely benefit more from attacking and killing other dinosaurs. Obviously, there's the quests to kill herbivores, but then what? It just fills your hunger and yeah, happy days with that. I also think maybe a change to the corpses should be something about rotting, as they kind of leave for a bit longer and they're out there for longer, they rot a little bit, which leads to maybe some debuffs when you eat them. Personally, for herbivores, it also can get the same stuff, debuffs and buffs. We know that there are poison berries in the game. You can use them in the creator mode as a base game asset. However, they're not functional in the game. Maybe if you eat them, you get a little bit sick and it drains your hunger really fast. So you should only use it as a way to kind of just in a last ditch effort when you can't find any food. Kind of like salt water to water. Other plants should have other passive stats as well, like berries giving you a bit of water, helping regen your thirst, flowers providing a nice stamina regen boost as well, and stuff like that. And that is the food benefits there and the changes that I wish came to the food in the game. Just rounding things off, making it perfect for the diet system in Path of Titans. Obviously not too much like the Isle, but taking some of the good stuff from it, the buffs that you can get. Questing can be improved. Now, of course, we know that quests are getting improved by the developers, but what do I wish there could be? Well, firstly, I think there should be, or I wish there could be, some quests that are dependent on the species of dinosaur. For example, a Ceratopsian gets a quest to sharpen its horns, and when it does that, when it does the quest, it gets rewarded, obviously, with quest rewards, and then it gets the sharpened horns effect. But, well, not sharpening its horns by the ability, going to a rock or a certain area in the map, like having to travel to an area in the map and having to then, you know, sharpen your horns, which means for your next couple of attacks you'll have a boosted damage output, which will be pretty cool and a nice benefit from that quest. This would also tie into better quests and better rewards, something to do more when you're fully grown. At the moment, you get growth and marks and sometimes home cave decoration items. Once you're fully grown, do you really want to do more quests at the moment? Not really. I think giving better rewards will give more of an incentive to do stuff after you've fully grown. For example, maybe if you're getting different abilities or unique abilities that you can only get from quests, after you've fully grown, then boom, that gives you something to do. You like an ability that you can only get via a quest, you want to do that quest a little bit, kind of get more uses from that ability. I also think dynamic quests would be nice as well. We've kind of seen a little bit about them, but I think quests that incorporate AIs would be really cool for the future of the game. Now we know that the quest system is getting overhauled, and obviously that would be very cool, but I would love to see some AI added to it. That would add a lot more charm in my eyes. The Gondwar map is beautiful in Path of Titans, however, it can be better because firstly, there's many things that can be done with it. My main gripe with this map is the volcano. The volcano on Gondwar is a really nice area. It has so much potential to be an incredible area, however, it sticks out like a sore thumb. I also think it needs some lava as well because, well, at the moment, it's just a volcano that has absolutely nothing in it. It's got some craters at the top where lava could be, but there's no lava in it. And so maybe that would be pretty cool, and maybe some lava caves as well, which will tie into another point that I'm going to mention in a second. However, I also think that volcano should have some form of eruption system that would cause the map to periodically have some form of ashfall or acid rain as like a biome effect. But that effect could like lower your soft stats, debuff you in a negative way. However, you could win or earn a specific hide to counter that by doing a quest in the volcano's lava caves when it's active. Now that would be a really cool idea, and maybe you could then tie into a nice team effort where you could decrease the amount of time the volcano is erupting by doing some form of quest with everyone in the server, or as many people as possible, trying to deliver stuff to the quest or to the volcano to appease it, to stop it from erupting for a long time. Tying into caves anyways, I do think more expansive caves will be really cool. I think Gondwar really suffers from a lack of caves, and I think they can really follow with the Cerulean Island mod, which has some absolutely beautiful caves. I do think, of course, a lava cave, a lush cave, a watery based cave, there is a lot of potential, and underwater caves and big ravines and big caves overall would be perfect for the Gondwar map. Now the dynamic environment ties back into volcano erupting, but we could see more environmental actions as well. I wish we could see more environmental actions. For example, what about water draining, tying into the water quality system, but instead for smaller bodies of water, ones that aren't tied to rivers, it drains instead and gets lower and lower as time goes on. That'll be really cool, and then when it rains it fills back up. However, how about flooding? Around the coastline or even rivers during a heavy rainstorm could see them burst their banks, or low-lying areas could slowly fill up with water, which would be quite dangerous for you but beneficial for semi-aquatics and full aquatics as well. Perhaps even tides as well, a low and a high tide for Path of Titans, which would tie into obviously the coastline, ever changing the environment, revealing some locations and getting some new quests for dinosaurs to be able to do while it's at low tide. I think that would be really nice. Also, moving food sources, kind of like not entirely, but some form of a factor to help drive people migrate around the map, because once the herbivores go somewhere for food, the carnivores will soon follow. And I think that will help mix things up with the hotspots, because at the moment there are several hotspots on the map, but it's nice to have them all moving. Maybe one area of the map, or over time some hotspots have less food, which means of course those dinosaurs there have to find somewhere else nearby, and vice versa, and work that way. But I think that'll be a nice idea, although I don't think that could be a fan favourite, because it just makes people move around more at the end of the day. Now finally for combat. Now I know combat is being actively improved on, so my wish list for that isn't that big at the moment. For example, some unique abilities. One that I noted down that I'd really love to see is a Tyrannosaurus stunning roar, which temporarily stuns nearby attackers, scaring them so they're temporarily weaker, their damage output is lower, their damage income or their incoming damage is higher, kind of thing. This will not affect your group members, but anyone in a 30-meter radius that's not in your group, so the reverse of a group ability. That being said, pounce and grab would be nice in the game too soon. We know it's coming, we don't know when. Maybe, perhaps, my wish list will be, when will it come? Please tell us. However, I also think we could see some other stuff come to the game, like some spit based abilities as well. I think they will be very nice. Obviously it's just an extra ability, it's not meant to be realism, it's meant to be a bit of fun, mainly for the smaller dinosaurs. It could benefit them. Speaking of smaller dinosaurs, I think Struthio and Camptosaurus need to have some more benefits. At the moment, they're just running food. They're literally food on legs, as many herbivores are. However, these don't really have much use, especially in a group. They don't have a group use just yet. And I think Campto and Struthio would benefit greatly from being a beneficial member of a group, a herd, so to say, because maybe they could provide support in passive stats. When you're around a Struthio, or, well, when you're around a Struthio, you could be maybe faster on your movement or increased regen on stamina, whereas Campto could increase your healing rate when you're around it as well. We know that there's passive group buffs, like the group leader buff, so I think this would benefit it greatly and tie into that. For the dinosaurs, I think we could see some more remodels. I wish we could get Deinonychus, Spinosaurus, Struthio Mimus, and some other ones getting remodels as well, because Latin of Venetrix got a remodel, so Deinonychus really needs one. And then of course I do think better idling for the dinosaurs would be nice as well. Personally, I think the idling animations are a little bit slow, like they're not as amazing as they could be. You could tie into what it's like on the home screen, the character creation screen, where every now and then it will do a certain emote. Now you could remove some emotes from it, like the broadcast call, the aggressive call, and some of the larger, bigger calls, and then just bring in the more passive emotes like a shake, a look around, stuff like that for the dinosaur, and tie that into the idling system, which would make it work wonders. And that's pretty much my wish list at the moment. And there we have it. That's my wish list for Path of Titans at the moment. Of course, there'll probably be a lot of stuff that I've missed out here. Let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see in the game, and which out of my points do you want to see the most, or do you agree with the most, or do you not agree with them at all? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what you think. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you are new, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to share your thoughts and ideas for Path of Titans in the future in this video. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.